Pitbull, El Rayo. Post-fight thoughts. Let's go.
Push the weight in our flex. Flex the live is one in the six. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronze on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Pitbull Cruz versus El Rayo. Jose Venezuela. These are my post-fight thoughts. It went pretty much how I said it was going to go. I picked El Rayo to win. I picked Jose to win. I really did. Now, look, man. You know, I like a good story in boxing. One of the stories in boxing was Andy Ruiz, how he was pretty much done and was going to do whatever it was in his life. And then he got a call to fight AJ in Cinderella story, which is really good. Now, what he does with that, you know, he kind of messed up along the way, I felt, but he's still around. Another good story is Isaac Pitbull Cruz, man. This kid, you know, he's a family man. And he was having a hard way to go, man. Don't know where his next check is coming from. You know, he had to take care of a family, things like that. And then he got a call. They said, look, man, Rolly Romero can't fight Tank Davis. Do you want in? And, you know, I doubt they was able to finish that sentence. He said, see. And he went in there. And he really tried to take Tank Davis' head off, and Tank Davis outboxed him all night long. He was swinging for the fences, couldn't really touch Tank. Tank showed excellent ring generalship. He had a hand injury that was apparent because he wasn't throwing it. So he won off of counter punching and defense. But because he did so well against Tank, and to quote Tank in the locker room, he said, "A star is born." Now, look, I love a great story, but I said, a star? Let's not do that just yet, but whatever. You can't tell people anything. But I said, let's just see how good this kid is, man. Now, he's exceptionally, he's in one of those small, well, I'm a little bigger than the average person, but he's smaller than the average, I'd say, boxer. He's fighting at 140 pounds. He was at 135 before Tank at 135. He moved to 140. And, you know, he went on a bit of a tear. He fought Yuriorkis Gamboa. It seems like all of these kids want to put him on a resume. He fights, it's late, y'all. I'm having a memory lapse right now. The young man that Zepeda just stopped a couple of weeks ago, that's Freddie Roach's guy. Now, I'm bringing him up for a reason. Now, and y'all put his name in the comments section. It's late, y'all. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I can't think his name, but that's the kid that fought Isaac Cruz. And I was there live. It was on the undercard of the Bud versus Arrow pay-per-view in Vegas. I was there. I'm watching that fight. And everybody's taller than Isaac Cruz, it seems like. And I can't think his name, but he outboxed Cruz, I felt. They gave Isaac the win. They gave him the win. In fact, it just came to me. It was Edwin Cabrera. That guy. He outboxed Isaac Cruz, I felt, but they gave the fight to Isaac because, you know, I guess, you know, he was the up-and-coming fighter, I guess, and he's exciting to watch. He's a short, durable guy. He's built like a fire hydrant, and he aims to take your head off, and if he can do that, he will, but he's always undersized, and he can be outboxed. And when this fight was announced, again, the popular pick was Isaac Cruz. But I said, you know what? El Rayo's the bigger fighter. He's about 5'10". He can box, and he's also a puncher. He has enough power, I felt, to keep Isak honest. And he did, when he tried to bull rush in and throw those hooks, a majority of them was getting picked off. El Rayo, the professional that he is, was very calm. And then when there was some daylight that Isak gave him, when he backed off, El Rayo walked forward and he kept that fight in the center of the ring. When possible, he did it, man. He boxed beautifully. I was concerned that popularity would give Isak Cruz the win, but the judges got it right, and he won it. He won it via split decision, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But I think he won by split decision. Very interesting in the post-fight press conference. He referred to Isak as a one-dimensional fighter. Of course, he had something to say about Sean Gibbons. He said he was very disrespectful because I think what he meant was that Sean Gibbons had a whole itinerary written out for Isak Cruz. Like, okay, he's after we beat Rayo, we're gonna do this, and this. I mean, that's their job. But El Rayo was like, y'all writing me off, and I'm here. Well, he won, so that's what he said. That's what he meant when he was talking about Sean Gibbons. But when he referred to Isak Cruz as a one-dimensional fighter, he's not wrong. Now, I like this kid's story. I like his heart. And he's a fighter, man. He's a fighter. But my question to the chat is this as far as Isak Cruz is going to go? Is this it? If it is, that's cool. I don't think his career's over. I'm just saying that he'll be one of those guys that won't hold a major belt unless somebody fumbles real bad. And it's like, okay, he'll make a lot of money being a gatekeeper, not like a bum, but it's like, if you can beat Isak Cruz, then you can, jump into the rankings at number 1 or become a mandatory. But you got to get through Isak Cruz. Isak is literally the Pitbull, the guard dog. I'm not calling him a bum, but I think this is as far as it goes for him. What you see is what you get. I ain't seen any jabs. I seen him bob and weave in and trying to land some hooks. But that's what you got to do when you're 5'3" fighting 5'10". That's a really, really big difference. You understand what I'm saying? So have we seen the best of Isak Cruz? I think so. And it's not I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner. I think this is who he is, right? And what we see is what we get. He'll beat some guys, like I was saying, Rolly Romero had physical tools, but he didn't have the boxing IQ to keep this dude off of him. And, Isak is one of those guys, Tank laid out the blueprint. I mean, I ain't got to fight this guy back the way y'all want me to. I can outbox this guy. And if Tank had 2 hands, he might have dropped Isak. That's why they pushing for this rematch. Because I think Tank knocks Isak out in a rematch. Granted, his hands don't betray him. But Isak will always sell some tickets. Will he ever be a main event? Not without a belt. The Mexican people love him, justifiably so. He's a fun fighter to watch. He's not, listen, you fighting Isak Cruz, he's not trying to make it to the cards. You're going to have to try and make it to the cards. And that's something that El Rayo did. And he outboxed him beautifully. It went exactly how I thought. But, when it always goes 12 and Isak's a more popular guy, I was very concerned that they were going to do something bad to El Rayo. I really was. But they didn't. And I'm glad they didn't. And this was, again, another fun fight, man. Look, this was a really good card, man. This was a really good card. And again, I'll be talking about it again on my Sunday evening show, LDBC Strong. But listen, I was impressed with the whole card. But this fight right here played out exactly how I figured it was. And salute to El Rayo and salute to Pitbull Cruz, man. This is no disrespect to him. It's just that when El Rayo at the post conference, the press conference, he said he's a one-dimensional fighter. A lot of y'all, that probably, if y'all saw it, it went over your head. But when you have one dimension, that means what you see is what you get. it's like playing a video game. When you're fighting the boss on a certain level, once you play him a few times, he has a pattern. Once you learn that pattern, you'll beat him every time. You know? So there was nothing that Pitbull could have done to beat El Rayo. And a lot of guys that maybe El Rayo was, 5'10", a lot of guys shorter than him that got above average boxing skills, like Tank Davis, they say, man, look, man, this kid, you know, he can get outboxed. I thought Cabrera did it. That's Freddie Roach's man, but he didn't get the nod. But the blueprint was out then. But salute to both men. Again, this was another fun fight to watch. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!